Hello my fire friends, welcome to another Fiery Fun stream. I'm your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, we're going to be playing of course in the Brawl format today with a deck that I'm also super excited on because this is actually a card I've been wanting to build around for the longest time, but I couldn't quite figure out how to do it. So, let's not waste any more time today, and without further ado, let's just jump right into it and show you what exactly I am talking about. All right, jumping to right now. All right, here we go, and there we are. Awesome. Okay. Oh, hey, Densplinit. Welcome back, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, what are we playing today? So, we're going to be playing with a card as known as, what is it? Again, I've never played Final Fantasy VI, but I hear he's one of the best villains in the entire series, and also, actually, almost all of gaming. So, without further ado, join me today in the Brawl format for a budget deck that I'm putting together that is called Kefka's Madness. So that's going to be it today. We'll be playing with him. We're going to be trying to see if we can flip him and just draw an insane amount of cards with his ability. But we'll go over exactly how we're going to do that in a second. As always, just to kind of give you a quick little rundown of how this all works. For those of you who are brand new to this channel, mostly what we'll do first off is we'll talk about the stats of the deck, go over every single card that we have that's here, and then we'll play as many matches as we can within the first half of the video on a budget, and then we'll play it non-budget to see if you actually do like the deck and you want to take it to the next level. Before we begin, as always, if you do enjoy budget content of anything we do here, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, live streams like right now, and so much more. Okay, so with that, let's cover now the stats of the deck before we dive right into it, because longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats before we begin. So, Kefka's Madness here is a Brawl deck that has an average mana curve about 2.7. We'll be rocking, that means, Grixis colors of blue, black, and red. We're looking at about total 15 creatures in the deck. We have 18 instants, 11 sorceries, 5 artifacts, 12 enchantments, 3 planeswalkers, and 36 lands. So, what is Kefka all about? So, going over our commander here, Kefka Court Mage is a 5-mana Grixis 4/5 legendary creature human wizard. It reads, whenever Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. So you can actually get a lot of card draw if this goes off. For 8 mana, which is asking a lot, but if you can flip this, you get an insanely powerful card out of it. So flip it for 8 mana, and then each opponent has to sacrifice a permanent of their choice. You transform Kefka into Ruler of Ruin. So this now becomes an avatar wizard with flying, and it's now a 5/7. With flying, it also says whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards. That's crazy. Like, how is this actually, like, seriously, like, this card is so good. Like, if you could flip it, man, that's basically game over for anybody. I mean, originally I tried to build this in 60 card, which I think you can actually do in 60 card, but it's also a little constricting because there's just so many cards you can do with this card. So we're going to play this, of course, on Brawl. We're going to have a little bit of fun and just enjoy to see how many times we can try to flip Kefka. I don't expect too many times because usually once he flips, most opponents, they kind of just quit before we can truly go off, at least from my testing of this deck itself. So, without that now out of the way, let's kind of cover exactly how we're going to be able to get Kefka out there and what supports this game plan. So our game plan, as you kind of figured, of course, with Kefka here is we're going to be... Oh, Densplinit, I haven't played Arena in a whole week. Yikes. Wow. Well, you're a little behind schedule, but that's okay. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's also kind of a little... It's a little tiring for me because right now we're also in the middle of spoiling Edge of Eternities. So there's a bunch of brand new cards that are being talked about this week. And I feel like I'm kind of falling behind because I'm trying to also catch up on those cards. I mean, that whole set comes out at the end of the month. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of new stuff to play with. But, man, that also means that rotation is happening for Standard. A lot of stuff is changing around. So, it's a little exhausting. So, don't feel like you're behind because I'm probably way more behind than you are. Any case, sorry, don't mean to ramble, everybody, but here we go. So with Kefka here, here's how we're going to be doing it. In the 1-drop slot, let's talk about first off Omen Hawker here, Octopus Advisor, 1/1. You tap it to then add 2 mana. You can only activate abilities with this, but that's perfectly fine for us because this is definitely what we want to do. We want to try to ramp out and flip Kefka as fast as possible. Duarte Marquez, that looks cool AF. Yes, it does. So thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So right now we're just going to continue on with this. Now, we are, of course, in Grixis colors, so we got to do some dirty things here. Wash away, of course. Great for us to counter, usually, our opponent's Planeswalker or whatever commander they want to use to bring in from the side. So this is great for us. You can counter them for 1 mana here. Bone Shards here. We have to discard a card or sacrifice a creature, destroying a creature Planeswalker for only 1, but that's great for us for removal. Duress, I know it's not going to really be too helpful when we actually do need it, but hey, we'll throw it in there because, again, we can do a little bit of discarding with this deck. Dragon's Rage Channeler here. It does, unfortunately, get... modified because of alchemy reasons, but it's still an effective card just the same. Every time you cast a non-creature spell, Surveil 1. So this helps us kind of filter until we trigger Delirium. Then it becomes a 2... Well, actually, the original card actually becomes a 3/3. But in this version here, because of Arena stuff, it's actually going to be a 3/1. It has flying. It still has to attack every turn, but it's still not too bad. Okay, excuse me for a second here. Faithless Looting. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, flash it back for 3. Lightning Axe is one of our spot removal cards. Discard a card or pay 5, and then you can then deal 5 damage to target creature. In the 2-drop slot here, we have Negate here for non-creature spells. Long River's Pool here can counter a creature spell unless we gift a card, then it can be a full-on counter spell for us. Acquisitions Expert, it enters. We then we can make our opponent discard one of our cards. However, if we have the party thing going on here, so in other words, a party consists of clerics, rogues, warriors, or wizards. Technically, Kefka is a actual wizard itself, so this could technically get us multiple cards if this actually goes off, but usually assume that you'll only get one. Bandit's Talent here, it enters, discard an opponent's card unless they discard a non-land card, or actually they'll have to discard 2 cards if they're actually land cards. Level 2, you can then start making them lose life if they only have 1 or fewer cards. At the maximum level 3, you can just draw additional cards for every card as long as they have 1 or fewer cards in hand. Oh, excuse me for a second, folks. I need to kind of blow my nose here for a second. Oh dear. Ugh, mucus here. Okay, hold on one second, everybody. Ugh. Disgusting, by the way. Always make sure to clean your nose, everybody, when you can. Any case, moving on. Bitter Triumph here. You can either use it to pay 3 life, discard a card, destroy a creature planeswalker at instant speed. Black Mage's Rod here. This actually will go off perfectly well once Kefka flips, but even so, it still does a good job of just pinging our opponent down whenever we can. Then it enters, you then create a hero token, attach this equipment to it, and then whenever we cast a non-creature spell, the creature will deal 1 damage to each opponent, and is a wizard in addition to its other types. Feed the Swarm here is, again, more spot removal for enchantments or creatures. Infernal Grasp, same thing, more creature removal. We lose 2 life out of the deal, not a big deal for us. Momentum Breaker here, start your engines, and we can make our opponent use this as an edict effect here. When an enchantment enters, an opponent either has to discard a card, or they have to sacrifice a creature or vehicle of their choice. Once we get to max speed, we can gain some life back with this, equal to the speed amount we have. So 4 at the most, and 1 at the least. Not a big deal either way. Pilfer here, we then just, again, sorcery speed, more discard against our opponent. We could just choose an online card, make them discard. Poison the Waters here, technically the same as Pilfer here, but we could also use this as a very low-end Wrath for us, giving all of our opponent's creatures -1 and -1 until end of turn. Waste Not here is actually one of our all-star cards, because once we start forcing our opponent to discard cards, we can start making zombie tokens if they're creature cards that get discarded. If it's a land card, we can do some ramping. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, we simply just draw a card. We also have Braid here. Spot removal for us. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting a bunch of mucus right now. This is disgusting. Okay. Ugh, jeez, gross. Any case, a Braid here, so dealing 3 damage to target creature, or again, Artifact Hate. Bitter Reunion here, we discard a card, draw 2 cards if we want to, or we can use this later on to then trigger all of our creatures to gain haste until end of turn for 1 mana. Flame Cache Gecko, we will be pinging our opponent here and there, so this actually can be good for us. If this enters when an opponent loses life, you can add some Rakdos mana, and then you can then utilize it to just simply filter through our deck, discard a card, and draw a card. Cradle of Baldur's Gate is probably one of our all-stars in the deck here, a Human Elf Rogue. When this card deals combat damage to a player, they will lose 1 life, they mill a card, and we gain 1 life and scry 1. That's actually pretty nice. One of the few better buffs to when Alchemy actually modified some cards here. Still good overall. When you attack, targeted creature cannot be blocked this turn. I think the original card says you have to pay 1, but at least we're going to take advantage of the Alchemy variant in this version of the card. Tainted Indulgence here, simply just draw some cards. We have to discard a card unless there's 5 or more mana values on cards in graveyards. Thought Erasure here, again, another classic staple where you can make sure an opponent discards a card, and you can Surveil 1. Is a Charm here. You can use this as a bunch of different ways, either just pinging our opponent, drawing some cards, or then using it as a non-creature counterspell. Angrath's Rampage here, an Edict effect that's actually pretty good for our deck. Force our opponent to either choose to sacrifice an artifact, sacrifice a creature, or a planeswalker, depending on how the deck, the board state looks. One of our awesome best cards here also is Kroaxa, Titans of Death's Hunger. I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain how this card works. It enters, forces our opponent to then discard a card. If they didn't discard a non-land card, they lose 3 life, which is great for us. You can escape it later on from the graveyard for 5. We'll be discarding a lot of cards, so this should come back from the graveyard pretty easily. Zoyova, Lava Tongue here, a very underrated little card here. This Goblin Warlock has Death Touch. It's a 2/2er, and it says if we descended this turn, i.e. anytime we put a permanent card from into the graveyard from anywhere, i.e. either we discard a card or we then use it on the battlefield and it goes to the graveyard, we can then force our opponent to either deal 3 damage to them if they don't do anything, or they have to discard a card themselves, or they have to sacrifice a permanent of their choice. So pretty nice for us if this kind of sits out and does its thing. Arcane Signet, of course, we're 3 colors, so we definitely have to have this as a staple. Cold Steel Heart, a little bit not as good as the Arcane Signet, but still helps us with some ramping. Collector's Vault here, here also in the 2-drop slot. Draw a card, discard a card. Create some treasure tokens so we can just kind of start filtering our graveyard and our draws. Swiftfoot Boots is going to be added to Kefka here to make sure that we can protect him until we have him ready to go to start swinging. Next minute, Hearthstone now has a pet. I'll let you guess how much it costs. Oh, good lord. Oh, that Hearthstone. I don't know. Sometimes I always wonder, like, I don't know. I don't mean to go off a tangent here, everybody, but yeah, Hearthstone is not my jam. If you do like Hearthstone, hey, more power to you. I don't know. It's just, I have a lot of questions. Some stuff looks cool about Hearthstone, but most of it kind of turns me off. But hey, you let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts overall on Hearthstone? I'll have to look at that pet thing a little bit later on, Dense Minute. I haven't kept up with the game, so I guess you'd have to enlighten me, if you will, if you're able to. Okay, moving back into the deck tech real quick because we don't need to wrap this up. We have Refute here as one of our counter spells, then just draw a card and discard a card. Sink into Super here can either be a land in a pinch, or you can use it to bounce back a spell or non-land permanent to an opponent's hand. You find the Villain's Letter, one of my favorite counter spells here, because you can either counter spell with it, or you can use it to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Boggart Trawler here is one of our graveyard hate cards once we start forcing our opponent to discard a ton of cards, or it can be, again, a land if we need it to be. Davrior Rogue Shadow Mage here. For 3 mana, it's a planeswalker that can force our opponent to discard some cards. If they have 1 or fewer cards in hand, they can start pinging them for 2 mana, which is actually relevant for our deck. Elspeth's Nightmare here. It'll be spot removal for the first part. The second part makes our opponent discard a card, and the third part is also graveyard hate, so great for us. Speaking of more graveyard hate in the 3-drop slot, this is just gets it just gets better here. Go Blank here makes our opponent discard 2 cards, then they have to exile their graveyard. You'll notice that again, we want to make sure that with all the discard we are giving our opponent, we don't want them to take advantage of that. So that's why we have a ton of stacked up graveyard hate for our opponents. Withering Torment here, we can either destroy a creature or an enchantment. Oppression here is actually one of our best cards here. So Oppression here, for 3 mana, whenever a player casts a spell, that player has to discard a card. So this could force our opponent to lose a ton if they're trying to combo off. But to make sure we don't get ourselves kind of screwed over a bit here, we'll also use Phyrexian Arena to keep us drawing more cards. Laughing Mad here, it's not, again, super optimal for this deck, but it does have Kefka on it as art-wise, and actually that's pretty cool art, by the way. Even though it looks a little wild, I do like it. It actually looks pretty good. So we're definitely going to throw that in there for flavor purposes. Merchant of the Veil here. We can use this also as the instant side to haggle. So I discard a card to draw a card. And then you can later on use this Human Peasant to help you, again, just keep filtering through our deck. Intimidation Campaign here. We are going to be doing a lot of pinging and spot removal. So this is going to be great for us as an enchantment. It enters, makes our opponent lose 1 life. We gain 1 life. We can draw a card. Anytime we commit that crime, we can then bounce back the Intimidation Campaign to replay it later on. Broadside Barrage here. Again, another spot removal card for us. We can deal damage to a creature or planeswalker, draw a card, and discard a card. Desmond, I'll give you a truth. $150 for a pet? Oh my, what? That's insane. What are they thinking? Please tell me you're, like, if anybody out there actually sees this for Hearthstone, please don't do this to yourself. I know I probably shouldn't be talking because y'all don't want to know how much I spend on stuff for Magic, but at least what I play is playable and not just kind of sitting there. I actually don't buy the pets that are on Arena. Anything I collect, I just collect for free. So, but I won't go off into that tangent. That's a whole nother rant for a whole nother stream. Any case, sorry, let's go ahead, let's continue this on. We have Op Nixilis here, another one of my favorite planeswalkers that goes really good with the deck. Cast it for its cost here or casualty, allows you to get an extra copy of it. However, tick up to either make an opponent lose 1 life, unless they discard a card, so great for us either way. If we have a devil or a demon out, we get to gain 2 life, so this is good for us. Take it down to make a devil, or then -7 to then draw 7 cards, and make an opponent lose 7 life, or we will lose 7 life ourselves if we draw the cards. Either way, still good for us no matter what. Fel Spectre now in the 4-drop slot here. When this card enters, force our opponent to discard a card. Anytime an opponent discards a card, they lose 2 life, so good for us and with our deck. Jekt Reluctant Guardian here from also the Final Fantasy set. It has Menace. It's a 4/3 human warrior that reads whenever it deals combat damage, you can exile it, then return to the battlefield transformed under our owner's control into an enchantment saga here. This now has Braska Final Eon here. With its first 2 abilities, Jekt Beam allows our opponent to then discard a card, and we get to draw a card. Its final mode allows it then to makes our opponent sacrifice 2 creatures of their choice. So really solid card for us overall with it. Speaking of all that discard, we want another payoff. So we have Raider's Wake here. Whenever an opponent discards a card, they have to lose 2 life. If the raid ability was triggered, that means we have to make our opponent has to discard a card at the beginning of their end step if we attack this turn. So great card overall for us. Torment of Scarabs, also another great card for us, and it is a curse card, so it actually works really, really well with our deck here. We can make our opponent, of course, choose... they're going to put into a bad deal, if you will. So they have to either lose 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent of their choice, or they have to discard a card. So good for us. Fel the Profane here, same thing. It can be a land in a pinch, or we can just use it as spot removal for our creatures or planeswalkers. Liliana's Reaver here has Death Touch. It's a 4/3 zombie. When it deals combat damage to a player, they have to discard a card, and we get to create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So great for us to just build up stuff. Wrangle's Prank here, Master of Pranks. 4 mana, 3/3 Fairy Rogue, has flying and has haste. When he deals combat damage to a player, you can either choose to make them discard a card. They can either lose 1 life and draw a card, or make each player sacrifice a creature of their choice. So good for us overall. Unexpected Windfall, just again, discard a card, draw 2 cards, create true treasure tokens for pseudo ramping. Ill-timed Explosions here, one of our few wraths in the deck here, because again, we are a budget deck, but it's still pretty good. So we draw 2 cards, and then we can discard 2 cards. If we do discard 2 cards, Ill-timed Explosions deal X damage to each creature, where X is the greatest mana value among cards discarded this way. So you can make this a big wrath or a small wrath, depending on what your needs are. Eldest Reborn here in the 5-drop slot. Force our opponent to either sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. Part 2, they have to discard a card. Part 3, put that creature or planeswalker back from the graveyard onto our battlefield under our control. So all that discard gets a payoff for something like Eldest Reborn for our deck. Aklazaz here, Deepest Betrayal, another great card here. It's a Bat God, flying lifelink. It attacks, make an opponent discard a card. For each opponent who can't, we get to draw a card. Whenever an opponent has to discard a land card, we can create a Bat token with flying. If it does die, however, it transforms into a land, so it kind of is also pseudo ramp for us, and we can transform it later on, only if a player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, only at sorcery speed. Painful Conjurer here, actually a very devastating card if we can get this to stick. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, they have to lose 5 life unless they discard a card. So a much more hyped up version of Oppression, but still works just the same. Pinnacle Monk here, realistically we don't, this doesn't fit too well into the deck, but hey, kind of think of it as a free roll. You can either use it as a land, it has prowess so it can get more powerful with all of our spell slinging we're doing. However, when it enters, you can just bounce back an instant or sorcery from our graveyard to our hand, so it's still good overall for what it does. Angrath the Flame Chain here, another great planeswalker for our deck. We take it up to make an opponent discard a card, and they have to lose 2 life, so again, synergizes perfectly well. Take it down to then gain control of a creature until end of turn, and then give it haste, so that way it kind of goes on our side. If it has a mana value of 3 or less, we can sacrifice it. So kind of also pseudo spot removal, if you will. -8, we don't really care too much about, but if it does happen, it happens. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of cards in their graveyard, so sometimes it's good, but it usually, we close out the game before we can use that ability. And the final card in the very end can either be a 3-drop as fast, discard a card, draw 2 cards, or Furious here for 5 mana, 3 damage to each creature without flying. So there you go, that's another wrath for us. As far as the land base for our whole deck, again, we're as budget as possible. I think this budget deck is about $65 to put together. Don't worry, I'll leave a link, of course, in the details of this stream once we're done today. But $65, not too bad, actually, with a pretty good, powerful commander. We're going to be rocking 7 islands, 8 swamps, 8 mountains, and a handful of tap lands for us. So Dismal Backwater, Scoured Springs, Eroded Canyon, Swiftwater Cliffs, Bloodfell Caves, and Jagged Barrens. You'll notice that we're kind of a little bit smaller this time on tap lands because we want to make sure we can actually play everything on time. So that's why we're rocking it that way. Seeding Landscape, again, just helps us dig out one of our lands as a fetch land. Arid Archway bounces back some things. Some of our actual spell lands are actually good to bounce back anyway, so this is good. Command Tower is going to be a staple, of course. Demolition Field to then blow up non-basic lands. Maestro's Theater for more fetching. Pit of Offerings also for pseudo graveyard hate. And Promising Vein as also technically more fetching, but also can be used as a regular land when we need it to be. And that is the whole deck for you, everybody. Kefka's Madness. I know, the name is a little misleading because technically we don't have any Madness cards in the deck, but if you know the character, and I took the time to actually research it, Kefka actually is a pretty crazy as a character. So I guess the name kind of works overall. There is a method to all this madness, if you will. So I guess that's the way you can kind of explain the name. Any case, let's go ahead. Let's now play as many matches in Brawl with this budget version of the deck for the first half, and let's see how well it can do. So with that, let's just jump right in. Okay. Whew, as always, I always appreciate all of you hearing me out anytime I do Brawl deck techs because, man, they're just so exhausting for me. Like, seriously, I'm kind of out of breath for a second here. Need to catch my breath for a second. Whew, okay. Lots of talking, but okay. We got our first match going, so let's get this going.
It's time to do.
Yeah, all right, okay. So let's see what we got here. So Sneak and Stupor, got an island. Little awkward because we can't play any of our cards, so we're gonna mulligan. It's a free mulligan, so take advantage of that. Okay, this is doable. it's got a lot of spot removal, so we can work with that. Then split it. If you want it, guarantee. Oh, okay, so $150 if you guaranteed want the pet. You have to gamble in a gacha, and guess what? The chance is low, like 0.051. That's terrible. Those are really horrible odds. I mean, I shouldn't be talking because I've played my own share of gachas in the past. I try not to talk about it too much, but yes, I did have a bit of a shameful run of that. Hiara has subscribed over on YouTube. Thanks again for that subscription, my fire friend. And thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Oh, I realize I should be playing the game. Okay, here we go. Maestro's Theater. Let's start getting out our lands. Let's see, what do we need? Let's see. Let's get out. We need a mountain. So we'll get that mountain. All right, so what have we got, opponents? Sovereign, Okinek, Ahu. Okay. So our opponent's playing a card that's going to probably either... Is it cats? I assume it's maybe a cat deck. That's what I'm guessing. Let's see if I'm right on that later on. Let's play Bitter Reunion. Okay. Let's see. Do we actually want to throw away anything? I mean, I kind of don't want to, so we'll decline. No real value out of the card, but that's okay. We'll just use it later on to then haste out Kefka. That might actually be good for us. Cold Steel Heart. Okay. Opponent is getting their ramp on 2. Let us... How do we do this here? Let's play an island. Oh, let's see. We got a follow here also. Japra BRZ over on Twitch. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a great day wherever you're at. Pass here, by the way. Excuse me here. Sorry, I'm just kind of gulping here some gross stuff out of my throat. I really probably should clear out my throat before I actually stream, but hey, it is what it is. Any case, Jappa BRZ, I'm thinking in creating a Kefka deck, but this commander has so many options. I ended up getting lost in what my deck wanted to achieve at the end. Oh, trust me, I know how that feels. Like, literally, I had the idea, hey, I wanted to do a Kefka deck, but the issue is, I was overwhelmed with what you can do with a card. Not that that's a bad thing. It's a great card, by the way. It's just really hard to build around him efficiently because, I mean, on the plus side, there's so many ways you can build with Kefka, and you saw today, our build is a budget one, so that was my main focus. But some way, somehow, we still found a way to make it work. Oh, I probably should be playing. Okay, any case, let's see here. What do we get rid of here? I don't want to do it this way, but we need the counter spells just in case. So we'll hit that. Okay, and then Seething Landscape. Sack it down. Hopefully our opponent isn't too impatient with us today. Okay, so we got our swamp, and we pass. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so let's get down the island, and we will pass here. So Kefka, at least our version, is just focusing on a little bit of everything. We're mostly kind of, I think you can just say it's Grixis control with the idea that we can kind of mess with our opponent here a bit. Wait, let's see here. Bounce that away. Bounce that back to their hand. So it slows them down a little bit here. We're just trying to delay everything until we can get enough mana to get Kefka going. Okay. And we'll go here. Promising Vein. Okay. That is promising, if you will. All right. Let's get Kefka out because we came here for one reason. We want Kefka to do its thing. So with that, let us play. We'll throw out the Bogger Trawler. Make our opponent discard. Let's see. Then split it. Try Grixis Reanimator with Kefka. Okay, so we got some cards back, which is great. Overall, yeah. The simplest answer if you want to play Kefka in 60 card is mostly just do Reanimation, which is not bad. I mean, I kind of went in that direction, but also I kind of was overwhelmed. There's definitely a lot of stuff you can do with Kefka here, and I do like what Kefka can do. It's just, there's so many ways you can play with this card. Not that's a bad thing, Bo. Okay, any case, let's go ahead, let's swing. Make our opponent discard some more cards. We'll throw away the Tainted Indulgence because we'll just draw some more cards anyway. So this is one of the cool things about Kefka here, is just so much card advantage with the card. Like, seriously, you can see, like, even if we discard cards, we're still getting a ton back, which is great. Let's see here. Let's get a peeky peek at our opponents. What you got, opponents? You can't hide from me. Ooh, okay. So let's see. We're going to throw away the Great Henge, and we'll keep Angrat, the Flame Chained, to pass. Okay. So we're looking pretty good right now. Kefka's definitely got control of the board. We just need to get around their stuff here. Let's see. We'll wait. It's tempting to kind of ramp a little bit more, but I want to see if we can take out their creatures here. So it's got to be +1/+1 counters all for days. Jappa BRZ, telling Splendid, do you have any lesson to recommend? I saw the live and I was curious about what you were cooking with him. Okay. So I forgot to ask. So Jappa, are you looking at it as like a Brawl / Commander deck, or are you looking at Kefka here as more of like 60 card? Because as you can see, there's definitely a ton of ways you can play with him. I guess I probably should have asked that first. Okay, make our opponent discard. But also, besides Reanimator, I mean, you can see right here, he looks very good trying to just simply swing and just making our opponent discard, which has actually been pretty good for us. Let's see here. I want to keep... Okay, there we go. I want to keep up the counterspells just in case. So our opponent, thankfully, now is empty-handed. We just got to close out the game quick. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're so close to actually flipping with Kefka. Feline Sovereign. Okay, so we can't have our opponent take that, so do that, opponent. Do your counterspell there. Okay, so that was good. It was a good thing we kept the counterspell. Okay, opponent is going to start pumping up with counters here, which is going to be a little scary, but that's okay. Nah, playing with Turgid, people will hate you. Oh, Turgid, you say? Well, obviously we're going to have to talk about that a little bit later on. At least once we get to the the upgraded version. No, seriously, the upgraded version is absolutely ridiculous on this card. Let's see. Okay, so what do we want here? Tournament of Scarabs. So we'll curse our opponent for a bit. Hurdle of Baldur's Gate. Let's see. And then we'll have to pass for a second here. So we force our opponent to then lose life. Most likely they're going to lose life. Yep. So both of these are scary, but we can block for a turn. So it's not horrible. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. We can do this. We literally have to just block with both. Not ideal, but we have no choice. We don't have any of our spot removal. Ugh. Okay. Spot removal, if you're there, we could really use you right now. Oh. Alright, our opponent decided to just be dirty here. So even if we swing, we can't do anything. Alright, opponent got us on this one. I'll play Aklazaz. Swiftfoot Boots. And our opponent got us there. Dang. Well, that stinks. Kind of caught us off guard with that one. But that's okay, everybody. Not a big deal. We're, again, just getting a small little dose of, what Kefka can do. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's only the first match. Not a big deal. We can definitely get some wins with this card. Whoop. Hold on one second, everybody. I see something here. Yeah. Say no to bots, everybody. All right. Bot is down. That's good. Okay. All right. Let's do this again. We can feel it. We're going to get a win with this one.
It's time to
game face on. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. We can play some stuff here, which is cool. But we definitely need more. We need specific lands. So let's hold this. We're going to see if Bitter Reunion can draw us into the lands we need. Let's see if we can try that. But definitely, yeah. This Kefka, this is probably one of the better commanders where you really can kind of customize this how you like. Which is why I really wanted to play the card, because it is definitely really cool with what it can do. Okay, so our opponent is playing with Imsker Iron Eater. I don't remember this card from... Oh, Affinity from Artifacts? Oh, so are we playing Rakdos Artifacts? Wow, I don't remember this card from Modern Horizons 3. God, that feels like it's so long ago. Well, actually, it has been a year. But man. Okay, yeah. Playing against a commander that I don't know that well. Okay, well, this will be an interesting one. I have no idea which way our opponent's going to go with this. Looks like it's going to be Artifacts with Phyrexians. Okay. We'll see how this turns out. Let's get Bitter Reunion to do its thing. Okay. We will discard... Let me discard here. I think to find the villains there, because we can't cast it for a while anyway. Draw 2. Okay. We did get at least one more blue source. That's good. So with that, Vault of Whispers. Moon Silver Key. All right. Opponent's probably going to swing. That's fine. So, with this, I think next turn... Swiftwater Cliffs. Not what I wanted to see, but that's okay. I think Demolition Field. And then we'll take out that Rackus Theater. We need a black source. We definitely need a black source, so that's why we're doing this now. It's not ideal, but we need it. Okay, so we will get out our Swamp. And pass here. Okay, so at least now we have the right mana for next turn. And then we can start blowing up stuff to hopefully get out Ob Nixilis? Ob Nixilis seems like a solid option here if our opponent doesn't cast too many creature artifacts. What'd they get? Oh, they got Hedron Archive. Okay. Opponent is trying to get their ramp going as quick as possible. But we'll see if we can slow them down. Hedron Archive. They swing. Maybe. Okay. Down to 23, they go up to 24. Okay, Izzet Charm's also not too shabby, too. So with that, let's play the Waste Not. And this means we can have Izzet Charm ready to go if we need to counterspell a key artifact. See what our opponent does. Do they bring in their commander? I think that's probably their best shot right now is to do it now. Barbed Servitor. Okay. Okay. This creature enters. Suspect it. I don't remember this card either. There's a lot of cards that have been coming out like in the past couple years that like I feel like I've lost track of. Oh, Nettle Cyst? Okay. Well, we can't have that resolved, so we're going to counter that. Okay. Phew! Too close. We can deal with these two cards. That's not a problem. Eject. Reluctant Guardian here. Okay, cool. Gain some life back. Let us... Ob Nixilis. We're not going to get the extra copy, but that's totally fine. We could still work with this. Okay, force our opponent to either lose that card or lose 2 life. Okay. Still good. We're not doing too shabby. With Ob Nixilis out, our opponent really now has to contend with that Planeswalker. But with Kefka out also, that should be good too. Hangerback Walker. Ooh. Well, this will be an interesting one here, but we'll try to see if we can get around it. Okay, so in the meantime, Lightning Axe. Or maybe we might want to save that actually for their commander. Yeah, we'll save that for the commander, just in case.
Don't think you can even make
Okay, they draw a card.
again.
Opponents. Okay, tap land. Okay, we got a swamp. That's good. Tick up again. Okay. While we're also kind of getting on this, I do have a question for everybody that's watching right now. What are your thoughts right now that we got at least... We're basically almost through the first half of Edge of Eternity spoiled. Do you like Edge of Eternities currently from what you've seen? Is it cool? Is it bad? And what are your thoughts on the upcoming rotation for Standard for those of you that do play Standard? I'm curious about, where everyone's thought process is. But in the meantime, let's play Kefka now. We came here for a reason, everybody. Force our opponent to discard the card. Whatever it is, we'll get value out of it because we have Waste Not, so this is perfect. Okay, so what do we throw away here? Let's see. This is tricky. I think we'll throw away Liliana's Reaver. We'll get more value out of Eject in the long run. Draw some cards there. Nice. And draw another card. Okay. We're looking pretty good here. Okay, we'll pass. So the only thing now is at least we can chump block for a bit here. Hangerback Walker, I'm still a little concerned that is going to start ticking up. But I need to also... Phyrexian Flesh Quarter, okay. Full price, wow. Okay, opponents. We can still blow that up if we need to. Opponent can attack if they want to. They can get through Kefka, which is annoying, but that's okay. Not a big deal for us. We might have to take out that Flesh Scourger now. But we'll see. It all depends here on what our opponent does.
Oh, give it up already.
Okay, so they still draw another card. And let's see. Ooh, we got Phyrexian Area. That's good, too. So let's see. Get another Swamp down. We will force our opponent to take more damage. If we can flip Kefka, then we can get an insane amount of cards out of this. But we still need to wait for a bit.
tribute is owed.
We'll play Zoyova. Okay. Jappa, the new double ETB card would be cool for Kefka. Yes, that would. I mean, there's so many things you could do with Kefka here, but yes, I do agree with that one. I forgot what the name of it is, though. I can't remember it right now, but I know exactly what card you're talking about. Okay, let's see. How do we do this here? I think Lightning Axe now. Main phase 1. Not ideal, but we will do it. What do we throw away here? This is the tricky part. Well, I mean, we don't need Fire Exceeding Arena anymore because Kefka will help us with card draw anyway. This is going to hurt, though, for a bit. Take 7. But it is down. So that's good for us. Okay. Kefka is going to force the discard here. So they have to lose the card. And we will lose a card, too, at the same time. So let's see. I guess we'll lose checked here. Just in case we need the Withering Torment. There we go. We just refueled so well there. Nice. Oh, yeah, the Vocalist card. Yes, yes, yes. That actually is going to be really sweet with Kefka once this comes out. You'll get a massive upgrade with that card. Oh, okay. Opponent is trying to... Let's see. Do we do this now? Actually, yeah. Opponent? Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. And then with that... Bounce it away. Okay. So we just got the trigger at least. And also we now force our opponents here. Do they take more damage? They do. Okay. This is definitely a grindy match. But this is definitely a good one. Because this gives you a really good idea of like how long Kefka can handle himself. If your opponent does not have any removal against Kefka here, he definitely will just keep getting more and more value as the game progresses. And you can see right here, he's doing actually pretty well overall. Still waiting for our opponent to bring down their commander though. Oh, and I see also someone over on Instagram there on the stream. Dead Precedence, thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Opponent is thinking. I think they want to make a giant Hangerback Walker. So it looks like that's what they're going to try to do. Okay, we have enough cards in the yard now. We can also play Croaxa. We also have Faithless Looting and Oppression. So we have a lot of ways of just kind of forcing our opponent to discard. Hangerback Walker for 3 again. Okay, that's fine. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, next turn we can flip Kefka. Oh, we flip Kefka, it's going to be over. Our opponent will just get overwhelmed right now. Okay. They draw another card, they lose life. So at 15. Okay. Here we go, everybody. This is what we came here for. We flip Kefka. Oh, this is beautiful. This is what you wanted to see. Come on. 1 card in hand, opponents. Unless they actually got the removal. Ooh. Okay. They wanted to do that, but okay. We're going to get now an insane amount of card draw if we can just make this start going off here.
Plead for mercy.
Okay. Draw 1 card there. And then let's see. We're going to swing with just Kefka. Obviously, they're going to chump block. I mean, I probably would too. Okay. They block with 1. Champa BZ, waiting for more spoilers to come out to see if I invest in artifact deck. Ooh. That might be something to consider. We definitely have a lot of cool options. The Spacecraft. Yeah, what is everyone's thoughts on Spacecraft? I know I've asked this over the course of several of our actual... Oh, jeez, our opponent blew it up. That's okay, though. We're closing in. We definitely have a lot of value here, so I'm not concerned about that too much. But yeah, what are your thoughts overall on Spacecraft? Does everybody like what spacecrafts are? Do we think that they should have been just vehicles? I would like to know what your thoughts are overall on that. Okay, Obnix List is still hanging in there. Some way, somehow. We're still hanging in there. Okay, so in that case, tick up again. Slowly but surely, Kefka is draining out our opponent here. Okay. Oh, nice. We get some extra mana out of that. Okay. So that means that helps Kefka come back easily. Oh, the value never stops opponents. Ooh, pile on. Wow. Okay. Well, in that case, then, I guess we'll blow up their commander. We lose 10, but that's okay.
Next
Okay.
time, I'll cut you down.
Okay. They surveil 2. Knight of Karam 3 over on Twitch there. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for the follow. Appreciate that. Let's see here. We can throw away now Cold Steel Heart because we don't need that. We'll draw another card. And let's see here. Well, you know what? Let's start speeding up the process here. Make Kefka get aggro because we need to start closing this out quick. Throw away Thought Erasure because we no longer need that. Down to 6. Ooh, we're close. All right, opponent, do you take more damage or do you sacrifice a permanent? They can afford to sacrifice permanents still, but it's going to hurt them. So they will now lose another creature. And we also have an Elspeth's Nightmare here coming up, along with Croaxa here to close out the game very quickly. Oh, this is going to be so good here. Okay. Opponent's still in this, though. I mean, again, it still could be their game if we're not careful. But they're down to 4 now. Mishra's Bauble. Is this it? Can we close out the game here and now? That's going to be the question. I think we got him here. Down to 3. Wow. Okay, so this is it, opponent. If you play that card, we will win next turn, even if we don't swing with Kefka, because Croaxa here is their game changer. Sword of Forge and Frontier. Wow, okay. Opponent's not giving up, but I gave it credit, opponent. You hung in there as well as you could, so thanks for that. And there you go, everybody. Ping out our opponent with Jagged Barons. Croaxa comes in and closes it out here and now. Oh, there we go. Kefka's madness, everybody. Just burning out our opponents, draining them, just discarding. Kefka does everything. That's why he's just absolutely a crazy card. There we go. Woo! All right, nice. First win of today, everybody. What a great card, though. I probably should collect a copy for my own deck. Note to self, yeah. Definitely consider a Kefka deck in the future. But there we go. All right, that was our first one for today, everybody. Feel pretty good about that one. I'm really happy about that. We'll still do a couple more best of ones. Once we get a little bit into the halfway point of the stream again, if you do like what this deck does, maybe you do want to invest a little bit more and you want to go all out, we do have an upgraded version of the deck that has a lot of absolutely dirty, and I really mean, got some dirty stuff in that deck. It is a little more expensive and a little harder to get certain things to go off, but man, it can. But again, we'll go over that soon. Just trying to let you know, it is coming down in just a little bit. Okay, in the meantime, let's see. So we got a Duress here. So this will be a turn 2 Duress, but it still works for us. And we do have more or less the right mana to start doing things. Opponent is playing Maria here, so... Oh, okay. So it's more artifact shenanigans. Okay. Well, looks like it's going to be an artifact day for us. Let's gain some life with Bloodfell Caves, so we're up to 26. Opponents, Prophetic Prism. Okay. Gruul Artifacts. A very interesting deck type, which is... That's kind of cool. Let's see. Can we... Let's go to Peeky Peek. All right, opponent, what you got? Ooh, oh wow, there's a lot of stuff here. All right, well... what do we throw away here? It's probably going to be the card, because that's actually ridiculous. So throwing that away does help us out a lot. We just need to now slowly start blowing up their stuff. Thankfully, though, they only have an Ornithopter, so we do have time to kind of start doing our thing. Ooh, okay. Let's put down Oppression now. This does hurt us later on, but this also hurts our opponent a lot, too. What'd you miss? We got our first win. We managed to outvalue an opponent in Dense Linnet, so that was good for us. So now we're in our next match here. We're hoping to get another win here. We're making our opponent discard stuff with Oppression. Seriously, though, it's a really good card. Very powerful, though. Okay, so everything our opponent plays, they have to play or else they're going to start losing stuff here, which is kind of cool. Okay, so in the meantime here, we will wait. We also have to be a little tricky, too, because with Oppression out, that also kind of hurts us, but in the long run, it'll still benefit us. Just gotta wait a little bit longer here. Soul Guy Lantern. Nothing for them to discard, but that's okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, they can exile that. That's fine. Not a big deal for us. Only just an Ornithopter, so... Okay, well, that's cute. That's cute. They got the little boots on Ornithopter there. Okay, Mountain. Let's see, and I guess we'll play Fel Spectre now. We have to discard a card. But thankfully here, Laughing Mad can be played later on for flashback, so that's good. So that is one of the things that kind of helps you out with Kefka here. If you can play a lot more cards that can be flashback, that works in your favor. But just beware, because also our opponent here has a Ghost Vacuum. That's okay, though. Either way, our opponent can't really swing for now, so that does buy us time. Okay. Here comes Maria. If we can get one more land... Let's see, is it a combat ability? No, it's not. Okay. They draw cards. Okay. Opponent is going to start trying to draw more cards, but we're going to have to slow them down because everything they do play, they still have to discard with oppression out. Ooh, Paradox Engine. Oh, opponents! You gave up already? Aw, I was hoping we were going to have a good match there, but okay. I guess I'll take a free win. Maybe our opponent was like, hey, I can't go off with oppression because oppression, again, such a dirty card. Like, seriously, this card, even if it hurts us too, our opponent looks like they couldn't combo off because there was no way for them to deal with that. So, yay, free win. I'll take it. I'll take it. A win's a win. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's get another good one going here. But overall, I do like Kefka. Really good card. And at some point, yes, I probably should play the Final Fantasy games. I hear 6 is one of the best ones. I don't know. If anybody else has played Final Fantasy games out there, let me know. What are your thoughts on, you know, which games you should play? Like a person like myself who's never really played a mainline game. Should I play a specific one? Do I play them in order? I know they're all standalone stories, but some of them do have some small little Easter eggs to each of them. Let me know. I am curious. Okay, Dark Ritual. Oh, Dark Ritual already? Oh, opponent's also playing Kefka too. Well, let's see, opponents. Is this going to be a match for us? Wow, that's aggressive, opponent. Okay, well, I mean, if they want to be aggressive, that's totally fine with us. Swift Boots. Okay, so opponent is playing very aggressively Kefka here. They have already burned through 7 life. Wow. But Black Market Connections is also a double-edged sword. I didn't want to put it in the budget deck because, 1, it's a little expensive, but 2, you don't have a choice with this ability. You have to then pick something and lose life. So it is a timer if you're not careful. So I didn't want to play that in this deck, but it is an option. Let's see here. I think we'll just feed the Swarm. Blow up their creature. So it does slow them down a bit. But they have to keep picking stuff here. Okay. Do they play it now? They do. Okay. I mean, that kind of puts us in an, I don't know, awkward spot here, but we got to do what we got to do. Let's see here. Let's throw away the Raider's Wake. They draw 2. But they're already at 16, so that means they have to flip quick if they don't want to lose. So here's how we do this. Rankle here. Swing. Do combat damage. I don't want to lose Rankle here, but I can't afford their Kefka to then completely go off. So we will force them to sacrifice. And even though I don't want to do it, we'll make them draw a card too. So we sacrifice Rankle for the greater good. Okay. That works for us. Wow, they threw away Kefka. Huh. Maybe they have a way to reanimate it. But they're down to 9 already. Opponent, that is very greedy. Rusko. Oh, jeez. I hate Rusko. Ugh. Seriously, if anybody here's played against a Rusko player, it's just gross. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind playing dirty every so often, but not alchemy dirty. That's just my thing, personally. I don't know. That's just my absolute raw hatred for the card. Any case, let's see. I guess we'll play our Kefka. Opponents? Ooh, they had an answer. They had Counterspell. Okay. All right, that's fine. We'll take action. We're not going to throw away ours. We'll keep it, just in case. Black Market Connections. All right, they're going to have to slow down. They're out to 10 life now. Okay. Fear of Ridicule, which is another alchemy card. So our opponent is playing as dirty as possible, by the way. Okay, Angrass Rampage. That might help us out a bit here. Okay, I guess we'll do it this way. So make an opponent Sacrifice a creature. We can't have Rusko completely go off. So they do blow up Rusko. And Fear of Ridicule gone. Okay. Croaxa. So hopefully this means that next turn, we should be able to have him go off. Opponent. They lose Wild down to 7. Okay. We're at 14 ourselves, so we're not exactly at a high life total ourselves, but our opponent is getting hyper aggressive here. I don't know if I should be scared or happy that they're this close to dying. Okay, they got 2 cards. Okay, Black Market Connections. Down to 5. Altar of Bale. Okay. Hunter is doing things. I don't know. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with him. Okay, there's Kefka. Okay. But that's okay. Black Market Connections might still close this out beforehand, but we'll see. We definitely can force our opponent to then take a lot of stuff here. Okay, down to 7. Ooh, ill-timed explosions. That might help us out. Although, let's see. This is a very risky turn here. Oh, geez. I don't know. Ugh. This is a tough turn. We can ill-timed explosions and hope that we throw away a high-level card. Something that'll do enough damage to kill these things. Or we bring back Croaxa, attach the Swiftfoot boots, make sure he's protected, and do a massive swing against our opponent. I don't know. This is tough. I think the safer bet is the Croaxa. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see. Did my gamble pay off here? Force our opponent to lose 1. Did it counter on it? Add to Croaxa that. We swing. Force our opponent to then lose another card. And they have to block. Or they do die. Oh, wow. They do it both. Okay. So. Take out Kefka. Okay. Okay, opponent. They are down to 4. Did we lose? Down to 1. Okay. Is this it? Oh, wow. They minus their own on there just to stay alive. Wow. Grizzlebrand. Oh, jeez. Okay. Aclazaz. Okay. Oh, that actually would have helped us with ill-timed explosion. Dang, I probably should have done that instead. Well, it's okay, everybody. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, we can still do this. Wait, no. No, we can't, can we? No, we can't. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll still try here. Because all their flyers put us down to 1. Discard 2 cards. Oh, let's see. Wait, 5 damage to... No, we can't. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Dang. Came close. Blew up 2 cards, but that Grizzlebrand alone stopped us. Man. I didn't think they actually had Grizzlebrand in their deck. But okay. Dang, we lost. It's fine, everyone. It's fine. Wow, what a hit, though. If they didn't have the Grizzlebrand, I think we could have stabilized there just enough to get Kefka back on the field. Okay. Not a big deal. It's totally fine, everybody. That was still a good game. But opponent there was playing super aggressive. Too aggressive for my taste, personally. All right, let's see if we can get another Brawl match. We'll do one more budget one, and then we'll flip over to the non-budget one. I'm sure you guys are very excited to see what can we do with that. Romy over on YouTube, they're joining the chat today. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Good try. Yeah, it was a good try. I honestly was thinking our opponent was going to blow themselves up there because that Black Market Connections is a great card, but super risky. I've had a couple of games where I've lost just because I got a little too greedy with the card. Not too bad, though. We still had a pretty decent fight against our opponent there. We'll keep this hand. Nothing for the turn 1 play, but we can definitely ramp with Arcane Signet, Mountain, and then we should have enough to slowly start building up our game plan. Our opponent's playing Genova. Oh, this is another card I actually want to build around, but I haven't had the time to actually think, like, what do we want to build with Genova? So many good cards in this set. So little time to do them all. I'll try. We do have a couple more weeks before we get into Edge of Eternities, and honestly, that's the set I'm super duper hyped about. That's my most wanted set for this year. I love space. I do love sci-fi, but I also love space in general. Just the idea of, you know, what is beyond the stars. It's a really cool thing out there to think about. Just like, you know, what lies past that. I like it. Okay, force our opponent to discard with Fell Spectre. Okay, opponents. And then whatever they discard, we can make them lose 2 life, so that's good. All right. We have a little bit of protection against the wolf for a bit. Well, actually, unless they start swinging, but okay. Tithing Blade. Boo. Okay, that's fine. Little by little, we will try to get our opponent empty-handed here, so it will work. Let's see here. Let's play this on... Ugh. We'll do it that way. Croaxa. Force our opponent to then do some more discarding. We'll wait to put down Kefka until I have that, like, maybe 1 or 2 cards left. Alright, in the meantime, we will force them to discard 2 more. Might as well do it now, so that way they have nothing left in hand, so that's good for us. Okay, 2 more cards. Exile everything. Nice. Okay. Forest. Iridescent Horn Beetle. Puts us down to 19. Oppression will be nice for later on, but for now, we came here for a reason. Let's play Kefka now. Okay, what do we throw away? Throw away Laughing Mad, because that has what we need anyway. Mountain. Okay, so, pretty good spot right now. Curse Nor- oh, never mind. Okay. Opponent's got a lot of edict effects today. Annoying, but that's fine. We can still get around stuff. Not a big deal. Opponent does pump up now Ranger class, so now I start getting counters and stuff. Okay. Start making tokens here. Oh, okay. How do we do this? Well, it looks like there's going to have to be dual removal here in order to get through stuff. If we can get a Croaxa out, though, maybe that might help us out and survive. Okay. What do they put counters on? Okay, so in that case, then, we will blow that up now. Phew. Okay, that's down. So no counters on it. Okay. No counters on that either, so we will discard. Throw away the oppression. Okay, so our graveyard is now stocked for Croaxa once we get going here. So here's plan B to the deck. 5. There we go. Nice. And we were able to keep the Laughing Mad. So, hit our opponent for 3. Now, thankfully, we have a big beater here. So unless our opponent has more edict effects, we should be able to then just hold them off for a little bit longer. Okay. Ooh. All right, they're pumping. They're pumping. I'm surprised they swung with that. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's why. If they lose that... Okay. Well, I'm going to accept this anyway. We need to slow them down anyway because we're at 16. They're going to draw a ton of cards, but we can get through this. Forest. Hydra's Rib. Ugh. Now we really need to find our spot removal quick. Let's see if we can try. First, let's get a peeky peek at what they got. Oh dear. Throw away the Great Henge. No attacks. Here come the counters. Ooh, not good. Eject, coming in. Ozolith. So we're going to hope that Laughing Mad can dig out an answer, because we are running out of time. Okay, Laughing Mad. Discard. You find the villains there. Come on, deck. I need removal. Not the removal I want to see, but I might have to work with this. All right. We need to save our life as much as possible. Okay, got a swamp. Okay. Does this really help us at all? Probably not. Okay, drain. Okay, well, not ideal. We're not dead.
I'm gonna
We take down to make a devil.
in my
So,
chaos.
Sneaky Toilet! Yo! Welcome, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You're about to see us try our hardest to avoid getting blown up here from this. But it's too late, because I forgot this has Menace. Wow. Dang. Another loss there, but we still got a couple wins today, so you know what? I think it's time for us to upgrade this deck. Overall, I do like what it's doing, even at budget level for $65. I think it's like, what, 13, 14 rares? That's not too shabby for a deck like this. Oh, resubbing again for 3 months. Thanks so much for that, Sneaky Toilet. I really appreciate that. You are awesome, my fire friend. Okay. With that, we got a good feel for how Kefka's madness is, but what if we took the time to upgrade this deck and make it even more powerful than it currently is? What you're going to see right now is going to be a deck that's also extremely expensive in paper. I think this deck now is, like, not going to lie, I think this version has now like 50 rares and like $650. I probably would not pay this for an actual full-powered one, but it's actually pretty baller depending on how you look at it. Any case, so let's show you exactly what we're working with here to kind of go all out with the deck if we really, really want to. So this version here is now just going to reiterate everything at a much more stronger level. We have cards like Reanimate here to help just bring back cards from the graveyard to the battlefield for a much higher price here. We can ramp out faster with Dark Ritual. We'll add in cards like 3 Steps Ahead for stronger and more flexible removal and card draw. Swan Song, Strict Serenade are also going to be much more stronger and lower to the ground counter spells for us. We're also going to, of course, throw in Mana Drain. We definitely want to keep a ton of ramp so that way we can just do things like flip Kefka faster. In terms of other upgrades here, we'll add in Tiny Bones here, both versions of Tiny Bones here, to again just take advantage of the card discard our opponent will have. We'll then add in Artist Talent here, just again to filter through our non-creature spells to help discard draw cards. Harmonic Prodigy goes, this goes insane if we can get this to go off with Kefka here, because that actually will then double the triggers. It's actually really good. Rolling Vortex turns off the life gain that we don't want to deal with here, and also the pinging actually goes well with Kefka once it's flipped. Psychic Frog here takes advantage of all the cards we're going to discard so that we can pump it up and also give us another creature that can get bigger and also then give us more card draw itself. In terms of other upgrades here in the side, we'll also add in the Meat Hook Massacre here. Absolutely buff with it how it is. So this also can help us again with more life loss and also life gain and drain. Well, actually, I forgot. The paper version of this has life gain and drain. The Alchemy nerf means that our opponent only loses life. We can't gain life on this card. That's kind of stupid, but you know, hey, alchemy, it is what it is. We're still going to make it work. Upgrades to the 3-drop slot. We'll have an again much more stronger removal, so we have Toxic Deluge here, so make sure everything gets -1 and -1 and helps us again get around some of the indestructible stuff out there. Liliana of the Veil also now joins Davriel for more discard in the Planeswalker slot here, so really good for us, and also good as an edict effect. Valakut Awakening also will be added in. In Arena, this is actually an uncommon. In regular paper, it is technically a rare, so be aware of that if you do want to use the card. Flame of Anor here will now replace the Is It charm. It's a little more expensive, but it actually goes well with the fact that Kefka is a wizard, so we can actually get 2 abilities out of this. Either discard a card, draw 2 cards, 5 damage to a creature, or destroy an artifact. Prismari Command also does help us out over there because it adds more redundancy. Yes, we're going to throw in VV here because why not? This card is absolutely bonkers for what it can do. So even if it doesn't ramp out black mana, it still goes really well with the game plan overall. Kolaghan's Command, also same thing here, does more damage, forces our opponent to discard, more artifact hate for us, and also just brings back something from the graveyard back to our hand. We'll add in Bedeviled, again, more flexible spot removal for us. We're going to add in Chromatic Lantern to make sure everything is exactly tapped for what we need. Monument to Endurance helps us benefit from all of our discards, so it helps us again draw cards. Ramp makes our opponent lose life. Yeah, Lord Xander also is insane for this deck too. We'll get to him in just a second here. In the 4-drop slot for upgrades here, Hostile Investigator here in the 4-drop slot makes our opponent discard a card, and anytime they discard, we get to investigate, so we can use this, of course, to kind of help us refuel. In terms of other upgrades here, we'll add in, I forgot where I was at. Oh yeah, Kuja here also is great for our deck here because it starts building up for us some little black wizard creature tokens. They also will slowly ping out our opponent and also goes well with Kefka once it flips. Even if it doesn't work that way, they're great chump blockers just the same. Nico Bolas, the original Grixis control card here. So why not? We have to throw him in here. Honestly, the card definitely I'm sure this guy would definitely vibe with Kefka, because let's be real, they're just as evil, both of them. So feels good for the deck. If you could flip it just the same thing with Kefka. If you can't flip Kefka, flip Nicol Bolas, and you still get an incredibly powerful Planeswalker just the same. In terms of the 5-drop slot for other upgrades here, yes, we had to throw it in here. Turgid is absolutely bananas for a deck like this. This card will then just completely oppress your opponent either way you do it. Forcing them to discard, forcing them to sacrifice. You basically get to steal all their stuff for free. Definitely got to throw it in there. In terms of also being more evil, if you really want to get super dirty, throw in River's Rebuke. This bounces away everything an opponent has, and then basically just kind of closes out the game because they'll have nothing on the field. Niv Mizzet, both versions are in here. They kind of overlap with each other, but do really well. Niv Mizzet Visionary specifically goes well with Kefka once it flips, because you'll just kind of go into an infinite loop and you can just beat down your opponent with all the card draw and the pinging effect. So that's actually really good. If Niv Mizzet here also goes off, it also combos off with its own self. So that's actually pretty nice for us. So that's also another combo. Sauron the Dark Lord here, another incredible card if you can get this to go off here. And of course, every time an opponent casts a spell, you get to just keep amassing orcs, which can do a lot of good damage against anything we have. And then the discard and then drawing is just again, it's just bonkers with this card. So throw it in there. Why not? Might as well. Captive Audience, this is another way we can kind of close out the game and force our opponent into a spot where they have to then get close to ending themselves. Because once we kind of put this on our opponent here, technically it's kind of like I guess it's like an actual curse, but actually it's really good for our deck. Force our opponent to life total to go back down to 4. They have to discard their hand. We create a bunch of zombie tokens to just close out the game against them. And then finally, rounding out the package, Lord Xander here, the collector. If this enters, forces our opponent to discard half the cards in their library. If it attacks, they have to mill half of their library rounded down. And if it dies, they have to sacrifice half of the non-land permanents they control rounded down. So just absolutely bonkers. Again, just I don't even have to say anything else. Just good. Throw it into the deck. Upgrades, of course, to the mana base are as what you expect. Everything we can afford that we can put in that's just better for us. Otuara's Soaring City, Hive of the Eye Tyrant for graveyard hit and creature spell. Mygar City of Mako here can help us out, and it runs as also a sorcery spell for us. Takanuma to help mill some stuff and bring something back. Quarry Mountain Monastery here to then exile some stuff to then dig out some cards we need to. And all of the good dual lands you can slap in here. So we're talking about Darkslick Shores, Gloomlake Verge, Undercity Sewers, Watery Grave, Rippire Verge, Steam Vents, Thundering Falls, Blackleaf Cliffs, Blazemire Verge, Blood Crypt, Rackus Theater, Xander's Lounge, Bloodstained Mire for our real fetch land. Command Tower stays in, of course. Fountain Port because we'll make a ton of tokens. Mana Confluence for better fixing. Polluted Delta is another fetch land with Scalding Tarn. Prismatic Vista here for basic fetching. And Starting Town to round out the package. That is the whole deck upgraded, everybody. Again, I think it's now like about $650, so I wouldn't pay that. But if you do want to at least play it in Arena, it is definitely doable. So we're going to see, can this version beat down some opponents? Because I honestly think this is going to get absolutely nutty if we can just go all out here. So let's do it. Let's do this. I'm feeling really good about this one.
It's time.
Feeling good. Oh yes. Sneaky Tail. No Arden for the deck? Oh. I guess we could have put an Arden, but then the hard part is, then what do we cut? I have to think about that one for a second here. Yeah. I mean, this is, again, one of the good things and bad things about a commander like this. There's so many ways you can do it, and there still feels like there's like at least like 20 cards I have missed because there's just so many options you have with Kefka. Like the version right here, of course, not the most ideal, most streamlined one, but definitely these are a lot of cards that I like to play. So I figured, you know what? Let's just throw it in this way. But yeah, Arden would be a solid option for you if you want to go in that direction. Okay, Undercity Sewers, let's surveil. Oh, Waste Not, we'll keep that. Bird's Paradise, so our opponent is playing Minskin Boo. Okay, doing a little D&D there, opponent. That's cute. All right, let's get Starting Town down, and we'll play down the Waste Not. We'll see if we can start getting a bunch of value once this gets going. Sneaky Toilet, I want to be able to show you my Yuden Arden deck. Oh, okay. Oh, Chaos Ward. Wow. Well, our opponent now just gave us an Artist Talent instead, but, okay. Thanks, opponent. I'll take that. That works just the same. It can help us, again, draw into what we need. Okay. Arden needs to enter. Wow, you guys really... I guess maybe we did make a mistake on that one. Because all art is really cool. It is actually really cool. I would say... Well, what would I upgrade or what would I cut? Oh, maybe we would cut Zoyova here for Arden. We'll maybe make that small little tweak maybe after this game. So how about that? We'll do that. Let's see here. We will... pay the 3. Chromatic Lantern. We discard... we'll discard Zoyova. So yeah, I think maybe Zoyova probably would be the one thing I would cut. I like the card, but with an upgraded version like this, Arden probably would be better. But yeah, we'll make a note of that once we're done with this game. Definitely. Minsk and Boo coming in, everybody.
I've got one butt-kicking foot, so everyone for my life.
All right,
He
down to
will
12.
never
And a drain. That might be helpful later on.
tiny.
Let's see. How do we get out of this? Is there a way out of this? This is kind of tough. Our opponent is going to put more counters on stuff. Ooh, jeez. You know what? We'll do it this way. We will force our... That's 3. Force them to sacrifice a Planeswalker. We discard a card. We will throw away a Hostile Investigator. Omnixless. Okay. And Harmonic Prodigy. Coming down. Okay. So, we at least have a bit of a way to block for a smidge. Ooh, Elder Gargoyle. Ooh, not good to see, but... Alright. Let it go for now. Down to 5. Okay, Otawara. Okay. I feel like we're in a bad spot no matter what we do here. Kefka gets 2 triggers off, so we will throw away... What do we throw away here? Throw away the mana drain. We can't use it anyway. We're going to draw a ton of cards, though, so this is actually nice. But we're going to have to chump block for a turn here. Okay, we have to discard again. VV is essential for the deck, so we're going to have to keep that. Throw away Obnixless. Draw 2 more cards. No attacks. So literally we have to... Wait, can we actually survive the hit? Oh, I don't know if we can. Probably not. Probably not. Are you planning on streaming tomorrow? I didn't expect to see you today. Honestly, I don't think I'll have time tomorrow because I have a couple of other obligations. So that's kind of why I decided I have to stream today. We got to try to find a way to squeeze this in. Okay, opponents. They do draw a card. Now, yeah, even if I can block here and block here. Yeah, we still lose. All right, well, our opponent did manage to go off there faster than us. Which is unfortunate, but that's okay, everybody. Just the first game with the upgraded deck. Not a big deal. We could definitely get a couple wins with this deck. I know we can. We totally can. All right, let's play Kefka once again. And if you do like the deck, everybody, has a friendly reminder for those of you that are watching this right now live or on the replay, there is going to be in the details below a copy of these decks, both the budget and the non-budget version, for you to check out if you are interested in seeing if you can put this together yourself, or maybe you want to make your own tweaks. Oh, I forgot to say. Oh, dang it. Dang it. I forgot to put an art in. Oops. It's okay, everybody. It's okay. Not a big deal. We'll get them on the next one. I swear. I swear I will. Sneaky Toilet, what are you playing in COD? You a Warzone enjoyer? You know what? I actually don't play Warzone that much. Although recently, I kind of canceled my subscription to Xbox Live. I actually had Xbox Live for years playing COD. But playing Call of Duty has kind of been a little lackluster. I know, I kind of go through the cycle. I get all hyped for the next game. I play it for like a month or two, and I'm like, okay, I'm over this. So, I don't know. I think maybe I'm at that point now where I kind of just like over it. I honestly don't like Warzone. I actually did like Blackout, though. I think that was the... I know my hot take on this is I think that was the better Battle Royale for Call of Duty. I do have still the mobile game, even if they're going to cut that soon. Kind of a shame, too, because that actually was the only way I can actually play the game. Oh, this is kind of awkward. All right, we can't swing because we're not getting any lands. Really could use land here, though. Blowing up, if I can get any land, Kolaghan's Command would be so good here. But yeah, there was a time where I actually briefly streamed Warzone, or I'm saying like Call of Duty for a bit. Obviously that didn't go anywhere because no one was going to watch me. But yeah, I did play for a little bit back in the day. A part of me kind of wants to do some alternate game streams for fans, members, and subscribers. But again, it's still going to be a little while before I debate that one still. Oh, they have combos. All right. No, we didn't get any lands. Okay, you know what? Forget it. This one is a wash. We didn't get our land drops, so yeah, we weren't going to stick around for that. I did not want to... I wasn't going to deal with that. We'll just move on to the next one. Okay, well, we had a non-game there. That's okay. Not a big deal. We'll just jump back into it and try again. See, I'd love to see you do a Crash Bandicoot stream, but now you don't have the pass. Well, I mean, I can get it back, but the issue is just because, I mean, I dedicate so much time to my full-time job right now. I'm trying to get a promotion there, or I'm trying to hopefully take off here. Either I take off in my real world job, or I take off here in the world of content creation, and once I commit to one, then the other one's going to get left behind. But we'll see. Honestly, I don't want to leave this channel behind. I do like enjoying it, but if I get an actual real big boy job that actually gives me more money, I might have to cut this. Not completely, but it would be cut back a lot. But we'll see. I still want to keep options open, and I do like doing this. Even if it is only feeling like a little part-time job, I still enjoy streaming a lot. Okay, so we have a lot of options here, which is good. Let's play the Bloodstained Mire. We'll get that started. We can get the Xander's Lounge easily with this, or even a Surveillant if we need the two. But we have enough lands this time, so we should be good. Opponent is playing Kuja. Okay. That's cool. I do like the card, though. We played it on stream a couple weeks ago in Standard, and it worked fine, kind of. Although that was also before Standard kind of had a pseudo-rotation. Maybe we might give it another shot. But we'll see. Let's see. I've actually never played Crash Bandicoot. When I was growing up, and this shows you how old I am as a fireball, I actually grew up with Nintendo 64. So that was my jam back in the day. That was what I loved to do. Okay, we're going to throw on Tiny Bones. Opponents, do you have an answer for Tiny Bones? Because if not, he's going to start doing his thing. Nykthos. Okay. Opponent does have an answer for Tiny Bones. Okay. Bone Crusher Giants. Okay, Bogger Trawler. That's not terrible. Let's see here. How do we do this? I think we'll put the Prismatic Vista. Crack Prismatic Vista. So we can get our basic out now. What do we want, though? Bedeviled will be harder to cast if we don't get the right source, because we need a black source. But if we do that... Well, actually, no, maybe the black source is probably the best one. But we also have a Bogger Trawler, so that's also something I'm not concerned about. You know what? We'll get the Swamp. Let's see. Davriel. We'll get in a couple of discards with him. At least one. Bare minimum. Sneaky Toilet. If you did game outside of Magic, would you consider a face cam? I don't know. I feel like I'd have to put that to a vote. I did originally use the real me, not the Fireball, as an actual part of this. And I kind of was like, that means I kind of have to look a certain way on the camera. I like doing the Fireball thing. It actually is kind of fun for me.
Is a terrific thing.
Maybe we'll come up with a fun way to do that. But we'll see. There is a lot of stuff that I'd like to do. I just need to make sure I actually formulate correctly my ideas. If that makes any sense. But we'll see. I feel like now at this point, you know, me being the Fireball, that is who I am. Okay, Kuja coming down. They're making their tokens. Okay, so tick down again.
Perish the thought.
All right, opponents. Do you have an answer? Actually, I don't have an answer. I mean, do they have... What are they going to discard? What are they going to hit? The good news, thankfully, is with the wizard tokens, they don't have any power. So that does buy us time for what we need. Okay, black, black, red. Okay, so that means we have to play this untapped. Not ideal, but we'll do it this way. So, a Bedeviled can take out the Kuja, and that means Davriel can survive a little bit longer. Opponents? Sign in Blood. Okay. Pings us. They draw 2, but they lose 2 life. Opponents. You can't wait for big... Oh, you're hilarious. No, we're not going to be doing thirst trapping on this channel. Not me at all. I appreciate you trying to think like we're going to do some thirst trapping here, but nah, can't do it. We're trying to be wholesome here. Or at least I try to be. I know there's a lot of people out there that kind of do a lot of other things out there, but it's just not my thing. Restrict Serenade. Do we want to do this now? No, we'll wait for their actual commander to come back out. Ooh, Vivi. Here we go. Okay, so Vivi can be a game changer here for us. Surveil. Takenuma. Do we care about... Well... I think we'll keep the Takenuma. And we'll wait. Okay, so Vivi has to just survive. We can afford to lose Davriel now. I'm willing to sacrifice Davriel if that means that our opponents... Oh. Never mind. Let's see. Well, then... Does this work for... Let's see. Oh, okay, so we can use Takenuma to actually bring back things if we need to. Oh. Opponent, you sacrificed your token, but it was going to give you... Oh my god, I can't believe my opponent did that. Opponent tried to sacrifice using casualty the wizard token, but it had no power, so you ended up getting like a 0 mana planes. You got nothing out of that, opponents. I don't know why they did that, but okay. It is what it is. Okay, they spend a turn killing Davriel. That's fine. Okay, Takenuma. So, here's how we do this. Angrath. I have a feeling Angrath is going to die anyway, so here's how we're going to do this. We will sacrifice... We'll take it down. We swing at the Obnixilis.
No one beats me and survives.
We sacrifice it now ourselves. Ping our opponent's face. So this means our opponent has to spend another turn getting Angrath out of the way, or else we can get more value out of him. Okay. Opponent's still at 4 cards. We do have a 1 ring, so that can help us out for a bit. Ooh, Froska. Ugh. Opponent is all about those Planeswalkers. They draw a card. They lose life. Rogue's Passage. So we lose now Angrath. That's okay, though.
You're on your own.
Bell Spectre. Let's see. Do we do this now? Let's see. Wait, no. Target creature becomes an artifact. Okay. Fell Spectre. I think that's what we'll do. Make our opponent keep discarding because we want to make sure they lose value. They do that, and they will lose some life. And also we have to keep at least 1 mana open to Strict Serenade away Kuja in case we need to in a pinch. I really would like to bring back Vivi, though. If we can get back Vivi with Takenuma, then I think we might be good. Oh, Professor Onyx? No, opponents. No value there. Phew. Okay. Dang. I didn't want to use it on Professor Onyx, but we had no choice. She was going to get a lot more value. Our opponent allowed that to stick around. Okay. No blocks. Mana drain. That will be helpful for later, though. No attacks. Okay. In a really tricky spot right here. If our opponent plays Kuja, we can mana drain them. We can get a ton of mana to allow us to bring Kefka back. No problem. And we would have enough left over, hopefully, to get Vivi out, and then we can start building more value up. But it all depends here on the next couple turns. What our opponent's going to try to do. Grave Pact. Oh, okay. Well, not exactly what I want to counterspell, but I'll take it. Better than nothing. So that means at least we'll get 4 mana out next turn. Okay, they draw a card. Okay. Faithless Looting. All right, opponent is now tapped out. Will this matter now? We'll try. We will try. So, we get some pings. Thank you, opponents. I'll take it. Okay. Go down to 10. Rip Pyre Verge. Nice. Okay, so with that, we can play Kefka. We will discard a card. Probably going to be the Verge. Okay, make an opponent lose 2, but we do gain some life back. So let's see. How do we do this here? Ooh, actually, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Liliana. So, make an opponent discard again. We will throw away the One Ring. We're low on life where we can't really afford to play the One Ring as much as I'd like to. Make an opponent lose more. That's cool. Still no attacks. So we can block Bone Crusher if we have to. Our opponent also could take it down. That might buy us time. It all depends here on the next turn or so. Okay, so they destroy the creature. Dang. Take it back. Alright, opponents. Do you swing? Do they turn? Okay, they do turn it into a treasure. They go to face. Wow, don't even bother with Liliana, huh? Okay. Well. How do we do this? How do we get out of this? Is there a way out of this? Tick down. Yeah. Might be over for us, but we're going to try. We can turn that on, but that doesn't help us enough. They draw cards here. They could tick down Vraska. Oh, jeez. Okay. I think... I know. Probably going to lose here, but I'm going to try to... Loath Spider Queen. Okay. We're trying. 3 Planeswalkers is very hard to get through. Maybe impossible? They draw a card. Okay. Go up to 6. They proliferate. Go to 5. They make a bunch of spiders.
Do what I demand.
Hold on. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh boy. One more. Excuse me. Okay, Faithless Looting. Alright. More discard and draw. Okay, what did they throw away? So, minimum. We can still chump block the Bone Crusher for one more shot here. That's all we can do. Okay. This is more of like emergency. Okay, loyalty counter goes on Loath. Sauron. Okay. Well, it's not the end of the world. Let's see here. Sauron. Make our opponents discard a card. We're literally on the edge of our seat right now. Thankfully, I mean, with the ward ability, they would have to sacrifice a legend. Oh, never mind. All right. Dang. We lose stuff here, and that's game. Wow. Invoke Despair. Literally the only thing that stopped us. All right. Well, we tried, everybody. Damn. That's unfortunate. I mean, our opponent doesn't have to do anything. They just swing with the spiders and they win. We can't block both anyway. Oh. Our opponent just gave us a free Orc army. But, again, it still doesn't matter. They can still blow up everything, so... And also, these have... Oh. Well, they also can't blow that up either. Wait, opponent? I feel like our opponent is making a couple of misplays there, but, I mean, it still doesn't matter anyway, because... See, we couldn't block either one. If we were able to, if these didn't have Menace, we would have had at least one more shot here. Because our opponent also kind of misplayed here, so that actually would have been helpful for us, but they got lucky. Only because the spiders actually have Menace. If they didn't have Menace, we probably could have survived here a turn. Man. Not too bad, though. We hung in there as long as we could. They were close, though. So, I mean, hey, that's still a good game, right? That still wasn't too bad, right? It's all good. I still had fun with that one. Okay. For what it's worth, we definitely can prove that Kefka, whether you're playing budget or not, is a really good card, and the deck does kind of lend itself to some very unique situations. But there are, again, certain flaws that we do need to acknowledge, and we will talk about that a lot more once we get to the wrap-up. But for now, my initial thought process, again, is... Oh. I keep forgetting Arden. Oops. Okay. Don't worry, everyone. Don't worry. We got this. Okay. Okay, so we'll put this in the upgraded version. Hey. Okay, where's Arden? Come on. There we go. Okay. Y'all wanted to see Arden, so he's in the deck now. Okay, so we're going to cut out. So this does mean that the curve is going to get a little higher, but that's fine. We'll cut Zoyova. I think that's probably the easiest one I can cut. We'll go there. Okay. Okay, see? We got him. We got him. And now we'll play Brawl again. There we go. Phew, thanks again for reminding me. I sometimes feel like I have short-term memory loss on this stuff. But okay, I'm feeling it now. We got this one ready to go.
It's time to do.
Yes. Hold on. Ooh, boy. Okay. I really should check my throat sometimes for things. But okay, we're good. We're good this time. We got this. We definitely got this time. I'm feeling it. Okay, so with that, fingers crossed this time. Maybe with the power of Arden in the deck, we can get some better wins here. So right now we have enough to get down Harmonic Prodigy. And then hopefully we can just start getting into the action here. We have a Monument to Endurance, which will be good for later. Xander will be nice once we get to a certain point. Shouldn't throw it so deeply if it's giving you problems. That is... You're not wrong on that one. You're not wrong. But I know what you're trying to say there. Hilarious. Harmonic Prodigy. What's our opponent playing? Laughing Jasper Flint. Oh. Well, I know this card all too well from a certain person that likes to frequent this place. Alright. Jasper Flint trying to come in, trying to steal stuff from us, but we are not going to let that happen. Not yet. Okay, so 5 damage. Oh, I forgot it's a wizard too. Oh, nice. Well, we can get double value off of this. There we go. Prowess. Oh, already? Opponent's like, I don't want my card to get blown up. I can't stand that. Okay. I'll take it. If this was Den Splinit, and I'm sure you're listening, my fire friend, you would not have just given up that easily. Wow. He folded so easily there. Okay. Free win, I guess. I guess I'll take it. A win's a win. There we go. Got him. Okay, get our free card. That's cute, by the way. Okay, let's see if we can actually get a real match going. Come on. Give me a real match this time. I want another good one. Even though we've lost a little bit more than I expected today, that's fine. At least today we've actually managed to get a decent amount of like good games on stream. I usually have been playing recently where it just feels like I'm just getting non-matches. We've only had one real non-match today where I just kind of got blown out. But so far we've been having some good ones. This deck so far definitely gives a vibe of it can definitely grind, and we definitely got to see that quite a bit today. So it's been good. It's been good so far. Oh yes, and I'm sure I don't have to say this to those of you who are my fire friends because I always preach this all the time. The moment preview season begins for the next set, save your gold. If you save your gold from the first day of preview season to the day of launch, you in theory should have should have at least 30,000 gold. Maybe 25 if you don't play as much as I do, but 30,000 gets you at least 30 packs. That's a pretty good spot to get yourself jump started on the next one. Obviously, it's your call if you actually want to, spend the money on the actual bundles they have in this, like the $50 for the 50 packs. That's your call. Up to you. I mean, I only do it because I'm a content creator, so I feel like I have to do it. But just an FYI. Alright, so, Waste Not. The opponent is trying to do life gain shenanigans with Heliod here. Okay. Daxos. Alright. Opponent is getting their life gain on. That's fine. We do have options to get around life gain, though, so it's not a horrible thing against us. Hypnotic Spectre. Okay, so our opponent will start swinging with Daxos here. They're probably going to use Traveling Minister to then pump him up just a smidge, but that's okay. Do they bring in Heliod now? That's a question. Resplendent Angel. Okay. Okay, opponent is getting their life gain going. Ugh. But we do have an idea for a life gain deck that I do want to... I'll touch upon at the end of the stream. But we'll cover that later. Captive Audience. That might be helpful for later, though. For now... Can't do much of anything. That Angel stops us cold, but that's okay. We have other ways of getting around things. Come on, opponents. There we go. Heliod. No, 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 opponents. Mana Drain. Okay, well that helps us speed up the process just a smidge. Hopefully this means we'll get some value in a bit once we get out Kefka. So that means we can cheat Kefka out for a little bit more. Oh, beautiful. We got a Quarry Steel Mountain. Okay, so we have plenty of ramp now. Ooh. It's tempting to put down the Captive Audience now and force our opponent to then lose a ton, but that doesn't stop what they have in hand here. Now, we got to go with Kefka. We came here for Kefka, so that's what we're coming here for. Let's see, we'll discard... What do we discard, though? I think we'll discard Oppression. Come on, deck. Give me some good hits with the draw. Okay, make a token. Okay, so at least we have Swan Song. So this will help us out for certain things. Not quite ideal yet, but we're getting close. Niv-Mizzet is very tough to get off here. No, 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 opponent. You're not going to get that going. It's okay. Niv-Mizzet would be ideal if we can just get that going there. They gain some life, that's fine. So let's see, that means you need a very strict set of mana to get this, but it can be done. Not impossible. Huh, they foretell a card. Okay. What did you foretell, opponents? I wonder. Let's see. Well, if we want to blow up the board, we can do it now. But I'm going to wait. And grab. Oh, I got it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Tick down.
Your crew for my freedom? A fair price.
Okay, do we... Actually, if we block with... We'll swing with 2. They'll obviously block Hypnotic Spectre. They gain life, which is annoying, but Resplendent Angel is off the field. That's good. That's what we wanted. The flyers are now gone, so that's great for us. If they have another land, Heliod's going to come back. So we have to be prepared for that. Shadow Spear. Sneaky Toilet, is it tax deductible as a business expense? Should look into that. That's a good question. I guess I would have to talk to a tax expert about that. Obviously, I'm not going to give out tax advice here because I have no idea what I'm talking about. But something to consider. Okay, opponent is doing a big swing here, so that probably means they have the Doomscar in hand. That has to be what they set up there, obviously. But that's fine. If we lose Kefka here, so be it. Wait for it. Yep, Doomscar. Saw that coming a mile away. But that's okay. Angrath does survive, so we can start getting some excellent value off of him. Forcing our opponent to discard. That's cool. So this does give us another game plan here to get around our opponents. Thank you, opponent. Free zombie. And alright, so with that, actually, let's just use this as a card draw spell. Decline. Okay. We have Sauron also, which is also devastating if our opponent lets it stick. Intrepid Adversary. Ooh, okay. Not a horrible hit. Let's see. Okay, so I think Sauron, the Dark Lord, comes in. We will sacrifice... Wait, no, hold on. We can't do that. Because we have to take up to 3. Okay, that's fine. At first I thought, oh, wait, maybe we can actually...
No steel.
Okay, not yet. No attacks. So Sauron alone is also very powerful. Sneaky Toilet, are you a fan of Lord of the Rings? I am. I do like Lord of the Rings. I do like the 5 fantasy setting. I'm not huge on high fantasy more than sci-fi, but I do like what it has. It's been so many years since I've actually tried to sit down and read the books. Like the actual books that have a lot more going on than the movies. But, yeah, I'd definitely say it. Did you know the tale and events occurring in Lord of the Rings is all a song and that God sings out? Oh, yeah, like, was it Tom Bombadil? I'm surprised we actually never... got him. I mean, I think the movies were supposed to have him, but they never, I don't know if they filmed, I'm trying to remember now, like, did they film it in there and they cut him from the movie? Sorry, it's been so long since I've actually read everything. But yeah. Isn't Tom also supposed to be the, what is it, wow, I'm drawing a blank right now. Meanwhile, also our opponent also is taking their time to figure out things. Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on. I see. Wait, what am I seeing over there? Oh, jeez. Okay, there's unfortunately a little flying bug that's bothering me right now. Sorry, I could see it like crawling around on the window, but I don't know if it's outside or inside, and it's now bugging me right now. Bugging me. Huh. Wait. Oh, I don't see it anymore. Oh, maybe it's outside. Okay. Well, if it's outside, okay. You don't have to worry about the bug. Opponent, though. Okay. Did opponent give up? Have they lost the will to fight? Requesting a one-on-one. Well, let's see. Let's do it this way. We'll see if we can try to get in maybe one more match here, just a regular one, win or lose, and then if we could squeeze you in, we'll see if we can maybe have a match against you, Sneaky Toilet. Which does remind me, I'll put out another poll later on. I'm sure all of you unanimously will enjoy this. We will try to do another fan event. Well, we will have, of course, another stream where you can take me on. And anybody that wants to join in, I'll put up, again, just the FYI for that one, an announcement ahead of time, so that way you guys know when that's going to be. What we're looking at in terms of that time frame, it's most likely going to be at... We'll probably do that in August. That's what we're looking at doing. Ooh, we have Poison Reanimator deck, you say. Okay, we'll check that out in a second. Hold on one moment, though. I do want to see Kefka here do its thing. Here we go. Come on. Come on, opponent. Are you there? Let me resolve Kefka. Come on. Opponents. Are you there? Hello? Opponents? Hello? Hello? Maybe they're getting the mail or an Amazon package. Possibly. Opponents? Oh, I see. Also, we have another person over on Instagram there. Jambrain, also joining us also. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Meanwhile, our opponent is just kind of checked out here. Did we get the win? Yep. All right, well, free win, I guess. I mean, to be honest, we were already gaining the momentum on that match, so... That felt like a legit one, right? Okay, so we'll do it this way. We'll do one here, another just match, win or lose, and then if I have enough time, I will squeeze in you, Sneaky Toilet, for just one game. And that'll be the end of the stream, everybody. I know, for those of you who are not familiar with me, I don't get a chance to stream as long as I'd like to. I'd like to at least do someday, maybe like a 3+ hour stream, so we have plenty of time to go over things. But again, because I do other things and I'm obligated to do other things, I only can squeeze in these small 2-hour streams based on how my day runs. But I still appreciate all of you being here just the same. If you do miss any part of the stream, don't worry. The replays, whether you're watching this live right now or actually on the replay, copies of the replay are going to be across all of my socials. On X, on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. And each one of them will get a deck list later on. At least I try to keep up with that. But we'll put down the deck list so no matter which platform you're on, you can catch everything here just the same wherever you're at. And I'd appreciate all of you who do check in with me. So yes, 2 hours of cool content. Yes. I mean, also because I hate to say it, but I cannot do only, I think one time I tried to do a 4-hour stream and I was just completely like, I look like the cat meme, you know, the cat meme that he just kind of looks like, yeah, like that. That was me after like the stream. Although granted, I did that 4-hour stream at like midnight. So I ended up going to bed at like 5 in the morning. So that was something I probably shouldn't do anymore. At least not at my age. I am a pretty old fireball, by the way. But yeah, so these midday streams are the best I can do to help and be there for all of you. But I still appreciate all of y'all seeing it just in case. I'm sure most of you also get the gist of how these decks look anyway. Man Tower. Okay. Tiny Bones coming down. Opponent's playing Malcolm. Alluring Scoundrel here. I do like this card. I actually have it in my pirate deck. In my actual real paper deck. So, really cool card though. Very powerful if it does go off. The chorus counters alone, if you can proliferate those, that's just gnarly. Okay, let's see. We will swamp down. Nothing yet from our opponent. So we'll just swing here and just get some free damage in. Unless if they got... Oh, they don't have tempo. I was worried they were going to have a tempo play, but it looks like we're good. Malcolm. Okay. Well, that means we need to get that steam vents down now. Otherwise, Malcolm is going to start doing dirty things. Toilet. Midnight by me, midday by you. Kind of wild. Yeah, I realized that, yeah, my fiery friends are international here. Like, all of you in different parts of the world. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Never would have thought that it was going to be that way, but I'm still happy with that, and I still like that. Okay, opponent threw us away Mishra's Foundry. Okay. 6 cards in hand, opponents. What else you got? Silent Hull Creeper. Okay. We might have to do a Toxic Deluge here, but we'll see. Oh, thanks again for the free card, opponents. Ooh, Bloodstained Mire is good, too. Okay, so, pay the 2. We will... Oh, I want to put down Turgrid now. But that might be running into a counterspell here. Can't be blocked, so we might as well just swing anyway. Opponent, do you have an answer? They do not. I need them to tap out. If they can tap out, then I'll feel a lot better about what I'm going to do. We're going to try. Mono blue shouldn't be too hard to face. It's just going to be a lot of counter spell shenanigans. Okay. Opponent is going to try to swing. Yep. Okay, well. Actually, hold on. 5 damage is a lot. Malcolm. Do you have a counterspell, opponent? I'm sure you do. Yep, there it is. Miscast. Dang. Okay, it's fine. If they can actually tap out right here, that would help us with Toxic Deluge. Okay. I was getting a lot of cards going. We, in theory, can also get Kefka out next turn. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work out for us. They still have a lot of mana open. And they have the momentum in their hand. Opponents. Surge Engine, okay. Do they take it up? Do they play anything else? Okay, Tiny Bones. We do get to draw a card, which is nice. Okay, so... we're going to do it this way. We have to blow up their board. Toxic Deluge. Does this work? I mean, it has to work. Thankfully, I realize we also have a mana drain, so that's actually good for us. So we do have a way to ensure this Wrath will go off. Okay, nice. Phew. Okay, we managed to get that off. So in the meantime, we'll just wait for the Polluted Delta, and we can get a Tri-Land after that. Okay, Ornithopter, that's cute. Opponents. Anything else? Reality chip. Okay. We'll let that one go. Okay, reconfigure to the Ornithopter. Alright. Sack now, Farfetch. They do manage to go up to 4th, but that's okay. Small price to pay. Got the lounge. Okay, Xander is on board. So with that, Turgrid coming down. Ooh, more. If we can start making our opponent discard, Turgrid is going to be lights out for our opponents. But we just got to hopefully hang in there. I think, again, if they can tap out, we will be set. Come on, opponents. Bring it on. Show me what you got. Okay. 4 cards in hand. Are at 13. They can't do any damage to it. Wait. Why are they swinging? Do they have a ninja? Or are they just trying to flex on us? Huh? What was that for, opponents? Underwater tunnel. Okay. Still confused, but okay. All right. Okay. They can unlock it if they want to. Do they? Utter insignificance. Oh, that's annoying. All right. So that means we do lose Turgrid's ability. It's okay though, because we could still have other options, so it's not like that's the end-all be-all for us. Surveil. We'll throw away the mountain now. I think we have enough now to what we want to do. So with that, let us... Well, we came here for a reason. Let's get Kefka down now while we can. Kefka, and then we will discard Davriel. Boy, opponent, I'm pretty sure you wish you had kept that utter insignificance now. You probably wish you kept it for Kefka. But also, Sauron next turn should be absolutely devastating and game-ending for our opponent. Ooh, this is a study. Ugh, not good against us. I suppose we could have put in Restic Study for our deck, but I was running out of space for cards, so that's why I did not put it in there. But you can totally put it in Ristic Study with Kefka, if you want to be that evil, by the way. But it's still flexing for reasons I don't understand, but okay. Ooh, captive audience, okay. So for now, if we want to go the practical route, I guess it's going to be Sauron the Dark Lord. So, opponent gets a free card. Okay. Sauron comes down. And we're just getting swings in now. So at this point, it's going to be game over, opponents. You don't have much of an option now coming up. Throw away the Artist Talent because we don't really need to worry about the card draw anymore. Oh man, if only Turgrid was just turned on, this would have been a complete blowout. But you get the idea there. And our opponent is running out of time. Put Starting Town down. Don't really have any more mana open to worry about, so that's fine. But I guess maybe for... Well, we do have enchantment removal, so that's not a problem. I just wish we had it right now, so I could just blow away our opponent and just completely be devastating. But even so, a Kefka and... Ooh. Okay, Sauron goes off. Okay, opponents trying to lock out Kefka from doing things. That's fine. That I'm not worried about. We have also another devastating card, Lord Xander. And I know our opponent does not have enough enchantments to lock out all of these cards. Old Steel Heart. Thank you, opponents. Yes, I would like to build up my Orc army. Thank you very much. Opponent is getting very close to the end here. Oh, man. Almost there. Almost there. Opponents. Opponents. Bitter Triumph. Okay, so with that, Scalding Tarn. Lord Xander. You know what? We can afford this. Wait, no. Dang it, we didn't get the trigger off correctly. It's okay. We still make him discard a card. We have Lord Xander, Sauron the Dark Lord, and Kefka all out in this game. This is hilarious. I mean, if we had Torgrid out, this would have been an absolute blowout. But even with just Sauron alone, just swinging solo, it's still working. It's still working. I love this deck. So much fun. All right, come on, opponents. And there we go. Okay, our opponent has had enough. They have tapped out. Yeah. We got down. I don't know how we did it. We managed to get down all of our high-level Grixis cards. We got down Lord Xander, Sauron, and Kefka all in the same match. Usually that's almost impossible for us to do, but yeah, we got them. We got them. All right. All right, so Sneaky Toilets, if you're still there, I give you a couple minutes to prep yourself and get ready, because if you want to play, now's your shot. We don't have that much time left, but we did say we would allow you to play. So go ahead, fire yourself up there, let me know, and then I will play with the Kefka deck we've been playing today against you. So we'll have a shot to give you, we'll give you a chance to do that right now. After we are done, then we'll do the wrap up, everybody, and then we'll kind of go from there. But don't worry, we will have officially a day to do, oh, you want to do 60 card? Okay. Well, since you're doing 60 card, you know what? You know what? Let's do this here. We'll do... You're going to get a chance to see our next deck tech. I'll give you a shot to see what are we cooking up for Monday. This is actually going to be a sneak peek of the deck tech that we're doing for Monday. So those of you that are watching on stream right now, you kind of get a nice little early preview of it in action live. That's okay. Do you mind that my deck is designed for Pioneer, though? Is that okay? I forgot to mention what format you wanted to play in, but I did a Pioneer deck. That should be correct. That should be okay, right? Okay. Either way, no stress. Okay. This one, again, is just a fun one between friends. Let's do this. All right, so you're going to get an early shot as to what this deck is going to do. So hopefully this deck actually kind of can perform live. We'll see right now. We will see. Okay, so I won't really explain the deck. I hope all of you kind of get a chance to kind of look at it and see what am I trying to pull off with this. Hopefully it works, though. We do need a little bit here. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I don't have to say this, but of course, don't stream snipe, please. Okay, got the island. Blossoming Sands. All right. So we're going to see if we can try to go off with this deck. Field Passage, all right. Sacking. Kraken, sacking. Okay, Swamp. That's cute. Forest. Hand pass. Okay. What else you got? Mirex. Okay, nothing yet. That's cool. Okay, we'll play Summon Fenrir. Do you have an answer? He does. That's annoying, but that's okay. We're still gonna get in this. We can do this. Billowous Skull Dweller. Cute. Okay. Let's see here. Treasure's Insight. Okay. Mill 4 cards. Ooh, okay. So what do we get back here? We'll get the Windscar Crag back. Play it. Gain a life. So slowly we're going to set ourselves up here. But we'll see. Can we get around Sneaky Toilet's game plan here? Can we do that? Okay. Another island. Gets his first swing in. He gets the first blood. First blood. Okay. Torvald and the Noble Thief. Do you have an answer for this? Zero Snare. Okay. Not what I was expecting, but okay. Does this resolve still? 4 cards in hand. Okay, nice. We managed to get the treasure token. Okay, we just need to get to our other main answers. Experimental Augury. Oh boy. He's going off, everybody. Can our fiery friend outvalue us and poison us before we get our game plan going? We shall see. Okay. We will get out planes. All right. Voidwing hybrid coming in. Will he swing again, everyone? Will he tap out? He will not. Keeps that mana open. Smart man. But 4 poison counters. We are losing time here. We have plenty of life, but we are losing out on time. Fortunately, though, we do have options. But we need to be quick about this. Let us get out a mountain. Okay. Casting Yuna. Does he allow us to have this? Of course he doesn't. That's okay, though. We will sacrifice our treasures. We do some milling. From here, we will get back a Rugged Highlands. Okay. Well, he's definitely got control of this match, but he is running out of options. But so are we. Can we do this? Zero to Augury again. Digging again. So far, your deck is definitely well refined for what you're trying to do. It is working. So that means 5. We're halfway down here. Hasn't done that much damage against our life, but he doesn't need to. Okay. Billows Skull Dweller. And Voidwing Hybrid. Swinging. That means we go to 7. Ugh. Not looking too good for us, but can we fight our way out of this? Another Billows Skull Dweller. That means that will be game if we don't have an option here to get around things. Okay, so with that, we'll steal his Fable Passage. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Activate. And then we can get out another mountain. We can also befriend the mobs. Okay. Man, using that Vraska's Fall would have been nice if we could have done that against you, but that's okay. We can chump block for 1 whole turn. If we can do that, can we stabilize? Block here. Down to 16. Ooh, down to 9. Do you have the finishing blow? Oh, he does. Okay, well, good game, my fire friend. You managed to outvalue us here with your poison, and that's to be expected from a poison deck. Doesn't matter how much damage you do. 10 counters is all they need to beat us down. So that's the 10th one here. I mean, it's kind of cute to let me kind of go off here, which is funny, but I appreciate that, even if it doesn't help me win. All right. Transform, transform. Okay. Well, he wants to keep the match going. That's cute. But let's see. Will this help us out at all? Lots of sagas. Making those tokens. Okay. I mean, you had the win there, but it seems like you want to keep going for a little while longer, which we can do. Just for a little bit more, though. Okay. It's either that or I can tell you want to show off what this deck is fully capable of, so that's fair too. Opponent. Okay. Maybe he wants to go for the ultimate. Got a Nicker. Okay. Okay, pump it up for Vraska. Wow, he really just wants to blow up everything, huh? I mean, I'll allow it. Collection Kikijiki's gone. Do you tick down? Most likely he will. Yep. Tick down. He ultimated. He didn't have to, but that's fine. We can only block 1 here. That's the final counter. And that is game. But that's okay. Good game, my fire friend. Still, kudos to you. Well optimized. But at this point, I think poison's kind of already got where they need to be. Unless, I mean, we are going to get some more poison cards, I realize, in the next set. But, well, I mean, we'll talk about that coming up. Good game, though. Good game. Okay, and that is it, everybody, for that. You got a brief little exhibition. I know it didn't do too well there, but that is coming up for the future in our deck tech. So we'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's go over today Kefka's Madness. So we played earlier today quite a bit of Kefka. So you tell me in the comments below whether you're live or on the replay. What do you think? Would you play Kefka's Madness in any way, shape, or form? At least our version today. To be honest, I do like the deck. It's actually a lot of fun. There is definitely a lot you can do with this deck. Even on the budget we played today, I know it's not the most optimal version, but you have a lot of ways of building Kefka. You can go with a control build. You can go with a creature discard build. I mean, you can go, I would say maybe you can even do sacrifice if you want to mess with your opponent there. You can do a lot of things with the deck. With Kefka, knowing that you have to discard cards as he attacks or enters means that you can play a lot more flashback options. You can do a lot of things that escape the graveyard, as we mentioned earlier. There's definitely plenty of things you can trigger off. The Descend ability you saw earlier, as I mentioned. Flashback. If you want to play actual Madness cards, there's not that many to play with, but you can play with a handful of them. Let's see, just to kind of give you an idea of like why we didn't play the Madness, that's literally all you get. Not enough to really justify it that well, but if you want to, you can try to play with a Madness deck if you want to, with cards like Kitchen Imp give you value. Alchemist Greeting can also do some good damage for you. Fiery Temper, Alms of the Vein, Asylum Visitor, Markov Baron, only if you want to go on the Vampire route. Let's see, Just the Wind also for bouncing things. Blazing Root Wall is a free roll, I guess. Emerald Coal would be the dream if you can get that to go off for 6 with Madness, but that's asking a lot. So just an FYI, you can definitely do that. It is a doable thing. As far as the upgraded version, I mean, what's there to say? You can go so many different directions with Kefka if you want to go non-budget. It's just absolutely ridiculous. You saw earlier, we were able to actually get out all of our high-end cards, which I didn't think was going to be possible, but we actually pulled it off today. So that is doable too. You totally have a ton you can play with. My E is broken. Deck is cool. Yeah, well, yours is pretty awesome too. I appreciate how well refined that is. You definitely are able to overwhelm me very easily. But hey, I still appreciate the game is just the same. Okay. And then the final thing I just want to say with the deck is, again, one more time, if you do want to play these versions that we play today, the links will be in the details below as soon as we're done with the stream in just a few moments. But before we go, those of you who have stuck around this late into the stream, thanks again for hanging in there, because before we go, my true fire friends, you kind of get a little idea of what's to come in the next couple of days for the channel. So Yuna Sagas is what we kind of got a nice little sneak peek here. So this is going to be something we'll talk about in depth in a couple of days, and you will be the first ones to know. We did, due to popular demand from the poll that I put out there a couple weeks ago, all of you wanted to see me bring back commentary with gameplay to the deck techs. So with Yuna Saga, we do have gameplay to show how well this deck does. We will bring that back starting with this deck tech. So hopefully you guys all actually watch it, because I did take me a little bit of extra time to actually record those, but those will be the best matches you'll kind of get to see this deck go off. So check those out. That means, again, we're going to be cutting a little bit down. We're going to do a small modification with the actual deck tech itself coming up. What that means is we're going to downplay the tips and tricks. We'll kind of integrate that into a little bit more of the smaller explanation for the deck tech and the post-game footage. But this means that makes room now, again, for gameplay to be added back into my videos. So hopefully you guys will appreciate that. I'm going to do it because you guys wanted to see it, so I will add it in, again, as requested. As far as the future for other stuff coming up, we have a Mill for Life deck. This is a life gain mill deck utilizing Hope. It's still a little bit of a progression. We still need to kind of mess with it a little bit more, but Hope here allows us to mill by gaining life. So that is actually going to be something we'll be doing in a future stream coming up. So that is coming soon. Don't worry. We'll get a whole chance to do that. A stream beyond that, we have another deck that I'm also looking forward to here. Say Goodnight. So this is a Knights / equipment deck that we're going to be doing. Again, same thing. Still got to refine it a little bit more, but I think we mostly have it done here. Using Sir Gwyn here and a bunch of the extra knights that we've gotten, like Freya here, or let's see, what else would we get from it? Squall. Great additions to knights and equipment decks. So that's going to be something I actually want to dive into for the next couple streams over the next week and some. Beyond that, hopefully, I did reach out again to Wizards. Maybe this time we'll actually get early access to Edge of Eternities. Even if we don't worry. We have, of course, more ideas of coming down the line. And our future deck tech, we'll do another one ultra budget for Brawl. so we can continue the Basically series that I've been putting together. We'll be continuing again, 100 card, no rare, no mythic decks for all of you to enjoy down the line. That's otherwise it for today, everybody. That's an idea of what's coming up soon. And I appreciate all of you one more time for being out here for me today. So again, all of you that were watching again, nice little shout outs for you. Romy over on YouTube there, and Splinit, Sneaky Toilet, Jappa, BRZ. Thanks again for joining us today on the chat. I appreciate all of you out there. And those of you that are watching from other locations like Instagram there again. So one more shout out again to Jambrain, Dead Presidents. Thanks again for joining us there. I know you guys didn't chat, but that's okay. I still appreciate you guys being there for me anyways. If I don't see your name, of course, that pops up in the chats, do apologize for that, but I appreciate still your eyeballs wherever you watch the content. Otherwise, that's it for today, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll get a chance to do this again very soon next week, and we'll see you again, and I'll make that announcement across socials again as to what time and place the next live stream is going to be. But otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. The final thing, as always, I like to leave you with is just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We'll see you again next week, everybody. Later.